guys, so today is the 1st as you are watching this, and usually that's when I post a Beauty Heroes review. I'm gonna do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to show you guys my current skincare routine, which is going to involve, I guess, sort of 3 different topics. So it's gonna give you my daily skincare routine, which is the same for morning and night. It's also gonna be a review of the Beauty Heroes box for May. And it's also going to be another sponsored post for the oil that I've been testing. I unboxed it and talked about it a little bit in my latest PR video. If you didn't watch that one, my PR and purchases, this just in, whatever I'm calling it. So I unboxed it there. I've been testing it for the last 4 weeks and I wanted to talk about it. So this will, it's a little tricky the way that I'm doing this because I thought about doing only a Beauty Heroes review today, but then I also wanted to do my daily skincare routine, which I would have essentially been talking about the same products in 2 different videos. So I'm just condensing it into 1 video. So this is partially sponsored by a brand, but it's also a Beauty Heroes review. So we'll see how this works out. Hopefully this goes well. I'm sure it will. So I do currently have a mask on right now, and that's because I wanted to sort of go over something new that's in the Beauty Heroes box. So let's sort of start by talking about that, then I'll remove the mask, and then I will do the rest of my skincare routine and do my sort of semi-review for the oil that I've been doing. So Beauty Heroes this month is featuring Ayuna, and pretty much anytime Ayuna gets featured in Beauty Heroes, they're releasing a new product. I believe in the last one, the last time that we saw Ayuna, they released their body cream. It wasn't the hero product, but it was in there. So this time the new product is Velo, which is a 6-in-1 suprastratum protection product. It's the last step in your skincare routine that's going to go on after you do the cream. So this is the hero product. It is brand new. It is launching with the Beauty Heroes box. And then the sidekick is the Ayuna Facial in Low. So I have some thoughts on this, which is also kind of why I didn't want to do a dedicated video just to these 2 products, because I feel like it's important to talk about how these work with Ayuna and with other products in the experience that I've had, because I know that there's going to be a lot of glory for this box and for the brand. I do think it is really important to hear more than it's just so good. You guys need like an actual review on products, and you guys know that you're going to hear that it's just so good from lots of people who are trying to sell you the subscription. I want to make sure that I actually give you how it worked with my skin, how it worked with other products, how it worked with the Ayuna products. That's really important, especially with this box, because I have had some challenges with it. And that's also important to note, is when something hasn't worked out the way that you thought it would, talking about that and, figuring out if there's other ways that you can use it. I'm still actually playing around with this. I do like to get my Beauty Heroes reviews up as close to the 1st as possible to give you guys the opportunity to subscribe if you are interested in the products, but I will be playing around with this for, quite some time, and I'll keep you updated because I haven't formed complete thoughts on it yet because of the way that it has been working, or of the way that it's been playing with the other products that I've been using, and which we'll talk about. So you will be seeing another side of, the products, and it's just so good. I mean, I love Ayuna, and one of the products in here is so good, but the other one I am having a little bit of an issue with. So a couple of things have changed in the Beauty Heroes boxes since the last time I talked about them. The changes actually happened for the April box, which I didn't receive because the hero product contained dairy, so I didn't review it. So the pamphlet has been updated a little bit. I do have some thoughts on the updating of the pamphlet. So it has a totally new look to it, and if you got the box last month, you do know that. The main difference is that they've removed the ingredients list, which I wish they had kept. I personally like to see the ingredients list fully on the page, but I'm sure that that was probably done for space-saving reasons because it's now a much smaller pamphlet than it used to be. It used to be like a tri-fold, and now it's just, it opens up like a card. So I'm sure that's why the reasoning of that was, but I do wish they had kept the full ingredients list on it. So then on the back, there is just some about info of the brand, and then the inside talks about the 2 products. It does go into a pretty high level of detail about each product, and it does give you like the main ingredient list, not like the full ingredient list, but just like this superpower ingredients. So they still do give you the superpower ingredients, but I do like to have the full list of ingredients, especially because for something like this one on the facial, it's extremely hard to read on the back of the package. You know, my eyes are starting to go. I mean, they've always been gone because I'm like half blind, but it is nice having them in a larger format, you know, just right in front of my face. So anyway, that's the first change. The second change is that they no longer include the cards that were taped to the front of the box or the top of the box, but they now include, well, I guess there is still a card included, but it's now this. It's the Discover It Yourself monthly DIY ritual. So each month it's going to have a ritual for how to use the products, how to combine it with other products, or how to combine it with other products in the same brand. This one is just a full Ayuna sort of ritual discovering. It gives you one way to play with the product. So in this case, you cleanse with the Ayuna soap, then you detoxify with the volcanic revitalizing mask, stimulate with the stimulate your body while you've got the mask on with the Spirulite multi-active solid mask, refine your skin after you've removed the mask with the facial, nourish your body with the body cream, and then apply the cream 1 or cream 2 to your skin, and then protect with Velo. So that's just one way to discover these products, to use them. I am pretty much using them in that order. So today what I didn't show you is I did cleanse with the soap. It is one of my favorite cleansers. It's non-drying. I have lots of reviews on Ayuna, which I'll leave below because I don't really want to talk about the other products too much. Like right now I have the Essence on, which I will link below the demo and review that I did of Essence, as well as the full line review of Ayuna if you want to go back and watch those. But I haven't reviewed the facial yet or the Velo, so that's really what I'm going to be focusing on here. So I did cleanse with the soap. I do have Essence on, which I'm going to remove, and then we're going to talk about the rest of the products. So let's talk about the 2 products in the box. So Velo, first of all, is the 6-in-1 Super Stratum Protection Supra Stratum. It is 50 ml and it runs for $156. So if you're familiar with the Ayuna price point, it is priced in comparison to the other Ayuna products. It is a very high price point luxury skincare line that's science-based. So fresh from their scientific garden springs Ayuna's latest innovation, Velo, a living, breathing veil of protection that guards the skin from daily environmental aggressors, including pollution, oxidation, dehydration, light, dryness, and the proliferation of bad bacteria. Alive with a high dose of minerals, antioxidants, protective botanicals, and probiotics, this barely there emulsion shields the superstratum, a thin, vital layer that plays a critical role in the appearance of health of skin. Its light texture is due in part to the miraculous marshmallow extract that forms a film to prevent pollution from adhering to the skin, strengthening lipids, further protect the skin from temperature fluctuations, while probiotics balance the microbiome and offer a defense against skin sensitivity. A 6-in-1 daily protective treatment, Velo, which means veil in Spanish, wears like a second skin while supporting increased hydration, enhanced protection, and an improved appearance of skin tone. So the superpower ingredients are olive oil, titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, trehalose, which I'm not sure what that is, argan oil, lactobacillus ferment, marshmallow, and cocos nucifera. So it is very similar in appearance to a sidekick we saw last year, which became my hero, which was the De Miel Excel Daily Hydrating Nectar. This is sort of like a sun protection product, but I think technically we're not allowed to talk about it like that quite yet. So I don't want to overstep anything that I'm not supposed to say. So I'm just going to give you the information that's on the card for now. We will be seeing some updates about this in the coming months, but I think for now that's really all that I can say. So here is the De Miel product right next to it actually. So you can see that they sort of have the same appearance, and like the De Miel is sort of like pollution-proof skincare. It's like a protection product. They act similarly and they are similar products, if you catch my drift. So Velo does have that same signature Ayuna scent, and it is, you know, it's comparable to the De Miel product that we saw last year. So I don't want to waste these. I'm just gonna have to put them on other parts of my body. So I'm just gonna put the De Miel product on my chest, and then I'll just have to rub in the Ayuna product, I don't know, elsewhere, on my shoulder. I'll do it on my shoulder. I'm sort of like recovering from that burn I had a couple of weeks ago. It's like more of like a dark tan now. I already peeled, which was exciting. Okay, so the sidekick in here is the facial, and Ayuna and Beauty Heroes did release a duo of the facials in high and low, or low and high. I think it was back in December, which sold out really, really quickly, and I hadn't tried it yet until this came in the mail. So this is a full size of the low. The facial of In Low. It's a 200 ml and it's a $96 value. So the value of this box is roughly $250, which is very comparable to the other Ayuna boxes that we've seen value-wise. So if there was any product that could claim to deliver all the benefits of a professional treatment in the span of 60 seconds, it's the facial. More substantial than a toner, more fluid than a serum, and utterly unlike any skincare product in your current routine, this revolutionary daily treatment encompasses both exfoliation and balance, delivering complete skin renovation. The oil-free lotion to powder formula is water-based and contains a colloidal suspension of time-released acid complex that immediately mattifies skin with a soft, powdery feel. A combo of alpha amino acids, glutamic, and from fermented sugarcane and yucca, suinic from fermented corn, and cider vinegar gently exfoliate, soothe the appearance of inflammation, smooth the feeling of skin texture, and balance the microbiome. So it's got the cocoa, nucifera, raspberry fruit, glutamic acid, noni stem cells, the suinic acid, lactobacillus ferment, and apple cider vinegar. So this too does smell like the signature Ayuna scent, only it's got some vinegar. It's sort of like a combo of raspberry vinegar and like apple cider vinegar is what it smells like. So this is sort of where we're gonna start with because I like to do the facial next in my skincare routine. So I have cleansed my skin, I have exfoliated with the essence, and now we're going to get on with the rest of this skincare. Okay, so now that the essence has been removed, we can go ahead and get into my daily skincare routine. So the facial is, or not the facial, the soap is part of my daily skincare routine. I do use that morning and night, and I don't use any other cleansers or exfoliators when I use it. If I am wearing makeup, I will use like an oil cleanser before I use the soap and then use the soap as like a second cleanse. You can also remove makeup with the soap, but I prefer to do an oil cleanse and then the soap. That sort of is what my skin likes the best. And then when I'm feeling like I need extra exfoliation than what the facial gives me, because the facial will really, really exfoliate your skin, I do the essence. So the essence happens probably twice a week. I'll use the balm detox mask after the essence probably once a week, but that's also not really my favorite. So I don't use that as much. The essence is my favorite. It's a great product. It leaves almost like a serum on your skin after you've removed it. And my skin just feels so soft, like I've had a facial. That stuff works amazingly well, and I absolutely love that. I've been through a full size of it. I just finished up one of the little baby sizes, and I have another full size waiting for me. That stuff is just awesome. I'll always have that. Given even the price point, I will rebuy that, you know, all the time in a heartbeat because that stuff works really well. So the facial is, if you buy one Ayuna product, I think this is the one that you need to buy because this stuff is incredible. It transformed my skin texture-wise within 24 hours, and it has only continued to make my skin more even and soft and exfoliated without being harsh and, you know, like some other exfoliators can be like really abrasive. This is really amazing. So let's see, it aids in balancing the skin's microbiome, evens the complexion, promotes a natural glow, and maintains skin health. So what you want to do is shake it before you use it because the stuff in here will separate. And then I like to use a cotton pad. You can use your hands. You can just pour it in your hands. I've done that as well, but I feel like I get more of control on the cotton pad. It's a psychological thing. So I pour, I don't know, a decent bit. You can't really tell because it's white. It's like a lotion product. I pour a good bit on, and then I will do it all over. The first couple of times I use this, and actually right now, I think probably because I use the essence, it does burn a little bit. The first couple of times I used it, it really burned. I think that's because it had a lot to work on. But since I think maybe like after the 4th or 5th time that I used it, the burning has pretty much been very minimal. It does burn a little bit right now, but I think that's because I just sort of did like a treatment with the essence. So my skin is more, I guess maybe a little bit more sensitive, or it's more open to the product. I don't know, but I just like to wipe it in until all the white goes away, until I've used all of it off of the little cotton pad. So I really love that. I would add this into any skincare routine, no matter what cream or soap or any other product that you're using. Using this after a cleanse before you put on an oil or a moisturizer or whatever, you're gonna see massive differences in your skin. This stuff is, it's amazing, and it's only the low. So I don't plan on adding the high in until I've used this for at least 2 weeks, and I think I've been using it about a week and a half at this point. The high then I will add in 1 or 2 nights a week to just sort of see how much more stimulating it is to my skin. But the low can be used all the time. You don't even need to get to the high version. You don't need to switch to it. If you don't want to, the low will work for everybody. If you want an even more intense exfoliation, the high is what you'll want to add in occasionally. It's not a product to use day and night. You just want to use it at nights only, or a couple of nights a week is what my plan is anyway. But the low I feel like does such a good job that you don't even need the high. And I haven't even tried the high yet, but I almost don't even feel the need to like go to the high, because I feel like the low has made such a difference in my skin already that I don't know, I might not even need it. So it says it's lotion to powder, but it doesn't, I don't feel powdery, but it does feel like mattified. So it's not gonna give you like a dewy finish. It does feel mattified, but it doesn't feel powdery. So the lotion to powder, I'm not really sure if it's supposed to feel powdery or if it just is like the mattifying effect, but you can tell there's like no shine pretty much at all. It's just sort of all like natural glow at this point, not so much like shine from an oil or something like that. So that's what I like to do after I cleanse. I do like to wait a little bit in between this step and the next step. That's sort of the thing that I found with the Velo, is that the longer you wait in between steps, the easier this product is to work with. But even waiting a long time in between steps, I do have sort of like trouble with this one a little bit. So I will talk about my troubles when I get to this one, but I do find that if I rush in between steps, so like if I try to do them all one right after the other and don't give them at least 5 to 10 minutes in between, that I have more problems with this on top of everything else than if I let everything sort of sit for a little while. But not everybody has that time, which is why I have a little bit of an issue with the product, is because I feel like it works better if you wait in between steps, but not everybody has that time, especially in the morning. I mean, I do, because I work from home, so I could take 2 hours to do my skincare. It doesn't really matter. But a lot of other people, it's like put the skincare on, out, you know, put the makeup on, out the door. So you don't have a ton of time to, you know, sit and wait for each step. So the next part of my skincare routine is the sponsored part of this video. It is partially sponsored by Lacoste, and I didn't know how to pronounce it in my last video, but now I do. So this is the organic face oil that I've been testing. I've been, like I said, using it for the last 4 weeks, and I'm really, really impressed with this product. I really, really love it. So just a reminder of, if you didn't watch that video, this is a face oil that features 15 high-performing certified organic plant-based oils and extracts that delivers optimal nutrients for deep lasting repair. This finest botanical oil sinks in quickly and delivers deep hydration to help rejuvenate tired skin, epitomize stem cell recruitment, reduce redness and inflammation, and enhance clarity for lasting radiance. This potent concentration of hand-selected all-natural ingredients is safe and effective for dry, oily combination and sensitive skin. It's got jojoba, rosehip, camellia, argan, chia, prickly pear, avocado, sea buckthorn, evening primrose, vitamin E, carrot, pomegranate, grapeseed, lavender, rosemary, and jasmine. So I have been using this day and night, mixed in with the Ayuna routine for the last 4 weeks. I was using a different routine probably 2.5 weeks ago, but I've switched over to this Ayuna routine, and I wanted to make sure that this worked with that before I did my daily skincare routine anyway. So it sort of worked out that the timing was perfect for this video. But yeah, I was using a totally different routine a couple of weeks ago, and then I switched to this one and it's been working just as well. When I tried Ayuna the last time, when I did my full line review, I only used Ayuna products. I didn't incorporate anything else. And the only other products I'm incorporating to the Ayuna routine right now are the Wabi Sabi Offering Mist, which I'm using the last drops of. I might finish it today, and then the oil. So after I've let the facial sit for a couple of minutes, I do mist with the Offering. Having some trouble getting that out of there because it's nearly done. Then I go in with, during the day, I will use 4 to 5 drops of this, and then at night I will use 6 to 7 because I like to use a bit more oil at night than I do in the day. So I will just press it into my slightly damp skin. What I love about this is that it sinks into my skin really, really quickly. It doesn't sit on my skin and make it feel greasy. It smells, it almost has like a savory scent. It like reminds me of a skin oil that I used to use a couple of years ago. It was the, what was it called? It was like the Skin Renaissance Rejuvenating Facial Oil or something like that. That one had frankincense and myrrh, which I think contributed to the scent of that one. This one doesn't have those ingredients, but it sort of has the same scent almost. I don't know if it's like the sea buckthorn or what's in it, but it definitely has helped reduce inflammation in my skin. My skin is a lot less red, and it's helped sort of keep it clear. It's helped brighten it. I just have really, really enjoyed using this oil, and it's definitely a favorite. It's just a very beautiful oil. And then I do just want to seal it all back in with the Offering. Oh my gosh, last drops of this. That'll be in April empties. So yeah, then I just seal it all back in with the Offering and then let it sit for a few minutes again, because like I said, this skincare system sort of like works better when you've let each one sit. So while I'm letting it sit, I did kind of want to make a comment about some comments that I saw about this oil. What I saw a few of you guys say when I unboxed this is that you guys thought that the price of $108 was really high for the facial oil. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit, because I think what the problem that we have sort of like created right now is that because people have been so spoiled by the low cost of subscription boxes. So like when you get a really expensive facial oil in Beauty Heroes, you know, you're only paying $40 a month, but you're getting a $110 facial oil. Or in Boxwalla, the value of the products in that box are always upwards of like $150. You're only paying $25 a month. The same goes for the detox box. They are, you know, routinely $150, and you know, you're only paying $50 a month. I think why people think that $100 is so expensive for a facial oil is because we are so spoiled by the low price that we pay for subscription boxes that we just think that $100 for an oil of fully organic quality and for really amazing ingredients is ridiculous. And I think that's ridiculous. I think the fact that we have just become so accustomed to getting stuff for such an insanely low price. Like you're never gonna pay, you know, $50 for Ayuna products, you know, for $250 worth of Ayuna products anywhere else. So, you know, subscription boxes are a great way for us to try products that are more expensive. But I think that we become so conditioned to think that stuff should only cost $50, or that, you know, a comment that I got about the detox box from April was that they thought $50 for 2 products was overpriced when the value of the products was like $155. Like, I think we've just become way too conditioned to think that stuff is very inexpensive when it's not. It's not usually that inexpensive. And, you know, companies take a risk when they put their products in subscription boxes because, you know, the prices are really low. So it's, you know, it's a risk when they put their stuff in those boxes. And we have to stop. I think we just need to uncondition ourselves from thinking that things should only cost, I don't know, $25 or $50 when, you know, let's look at the Wabi Sabi oils. You know, they run you $36 for 10 mil. If you multiply that by 3, which is 1 ounce, which is the typical size of a facial oil, it's over $100. So I think we're just so conditioned to think that things should be cheap, but they aren't. If you're expecting a high quality you know, product. So I personally don't think $108 for a facial oil is outrageous, because there are other oils that I've used and paid for that have cost more than that. Like the Moon facial oil, which I've bought myself, is now $110. And that is a product that I stand behind because I absolutely love it. It contains only 3 ingredients, but they're super high quality, super potent ingredients that work. The Mahalo Vitality Elixir is $110. Again, full of high quality, potent ingredients that work. You know, there's a lot of other facial oils out there that are upwards of $110. That's not an uncommon price point. So I just needed to get on my soapbox for a minute about those comments, because I think we are so spoiled by subscription boxes that we don't want to pay more. And like, that's understandable. I get it. Like, people subscribe to subscription boxes because they are getting a good deal, but I don't like seeing comments that they think $100 for a high quality oil is overpriced just because you're used to paying $50 a month for, you know, subscription boxes or whatever. So anyway, that's my little TED talk about the price of this facial oil and the comments that I saw about it. So pretty much I mean, like, I have that same reaction anytime anybody says something they think is overpriced, but I'm like, think of what you're getting for the price that you're paying. Like, I don't know. It's just, I had a little bit of like a thing when I saw that, and I was just like, there are so many other facial oils that are even more than that. Like the Kjaer Weis facial oil is ridiculous. I don't know. What is that? $178. The Vintner's Daughter is $200. There are other facial oils that are even more expensive than $108. So I actually think this one is very reasonably and comparably priced to other facial oils in the same category that have similar and comparable ingredients. So if you're looking for one, if you've liked the Moon facial oil, if you've liked the Vitality Elixir from Mahalo, this is one that you would like, because I would put it in the same category as those, because it's worked similarly to my skin as those ones have. So I can't go on that rant for too much longer, because this video is going to be a bazillion years long, but I really have been loving that oil. I think it's, like I said, it's great quality ingredients. You're getting all organic ingredients. You're getting, you know, prickly pear, which I think is a great ingredient, and people forget how expensive prickly pear is. Like, prickly pear is an expensive ingredient. That's not cheap. Okay, so that is my facial oil portion. So then I go ahead and I do my cream. So right now for my moisturizer, I'm using a combination of cream 1 and cream 2. I use cream 1 all over my skin. So this one is the lighter of the two. And then I use cream 2, which is the thicker version, underneath my eyes as my eye cream. And I've always found that the cream 2 works really, really well as an eye cream. It plumps up this area, it diminishes wrinkles. So now I'm going to just apply cream 1. And I do love this cream. I do love the Ayuna system, because you do need so few products to see, you know, really awesome results. Especially with that facial, man. That facial is just a game changer. So I don't know if you watched, how many of you watched my last Ayuna set of videos where I did the review on it, where I talked about the only product that I used other than the Ayuna products was like a spot treatment. I feel like the facial really, really helps in that department. I haven't needed to use any acne serums or acne treatments or anything like that. I mean, granted, I am taking better care of myself internally, where I'm not eating things that I know trigger my acne. So as you can see, my skin it's in pretty good shape right now. I mean, it is a little bit discolored. I always have melasma, but in terms of acne, I've got like a little bit of congestion, like on my chin, which is like all hormonal stuff. But other than that, my skin's in really good shape. And I do credit that a lot to the facial, because my skin condition has gotten like a lot better since I've started using that product. So then I'm just gonna really quickly dot on a little bit of cream 2 underneath my eyes, and then we will talk about Velo. So I am gonna let the cream sort of set and sit on my skin for quite a bit. So I will come back in a little while, and then we will do Velo. So I went ahead and blow dried and straightened my hair. since I need to be doing some other things today. So let's do the Velo. So it's been, I don't know, I want to say like 20, almost 30 minutes since I put my cream on, and now we're gonna go with Velo. So the issues that I have with Velo are pilling. Pilling is my main problem. I don't know what it is. I've used it with the cream. I've used it with just an oil. I haven't tried any other moisturizers, but that's gonna be my next sort of like testing step. I don't know what it is exactly that is making this pill. I don't know if I'm using too much or what it is. I'm gonna use this much today to see if this makes a difference in the pilling, but I get pilling around this area. So like the more that I blend this in, the higher chance I get that it pills. So we're gonna use a smaller amount today and see if that makes a difference. But yeah, that's the issue that I've been having with it, is pilling. And then the other issue I have with it is sometimes my makeup will look a bit patchy on top of it. So again, I don't know if that's related to like the pilling or if that's related to something. See, like I can feel it, it's pilling again. I don't know what it is. So it's not old, obviously, because it's, you know, it's a brand new product. It was just made, especially for this box. So I know it's not the oil either, because I've used just the Ayuna system with the cream as my last step. So I've used the essence, or not the essence, the soap, the facial, and then the cream, and it still pills on top of the cream. It's obviously not the amount that I use, because it's pilled when I've used more than that. It's pilled when I've used a very small amount. I don't know. So it's like the more that you touch it, the more it pills. So I'm gonna stop touching, like stop rubbing it in right now, because the next thing I have to do is put makeup on. And I'm also gonna let this sit again for quite a long time before I put makeup on top of it, because I have noticed that it can make powder makeup, at least. I haven't tried it with liquid foundation yet, but I mostly use powders anyway. It can make my powders look kind of patchy. And again, it's another issue of if you have to let it sit for a while and sort of sink into your skin. Otherwise, it tends to do that. So I'm gonna let it sit for another half an hour before I try to put makeup on top of it. But those are the issues that I'm having with it. Otherwise, it is a good product. I like it. I think that it works well. The only issue I have with it is the pilling, and I can't quite figure out why. I know it's not that I'm not using it with the correct products or whatever, because I'm using it with other Ayuna products that it should be designed to work with. But I am gonna try using this with some other products. I am gonna use like a lighter cream. I'm gonna try different oils. So I will keep you guys updated over the month in various other videos or on stories or something like that, if I can find a way to get this on without it pilling at all. But that's not an issue that I ever had with the De Mamiel product. It's never pilled on me, no matter what cream I've used underneath, no matter what oil. That's never pilled on me, so I really don't know what is causing that issue with the Velo specifically. So anyway, that's all that I've got for this video. So this was my Beauty Heroes review for May. This was my daily skincare routine that is current right now. It's sort of like a transition from spring to summer, because it's now daily 100 degrees where I live, and it's awful. So this is a very lightweight, you know, protective, easy, simple skincare routine. And this is what I've been using the last couple of weeks. And then it's also my second sponsored video for the Lacoste oil. That is the end of my sponsored videos. So you might still see it, but they would be unsponsored unless we continue working together. And then I do have some Instagram posts that I will be posting. But yeah, that's everything that I've got for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if you've got any questions or anything you want to talk about specifically. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.